Long Distance Short is finally back with a new host, Natasha, Director of Digital Marketing at Gift Baskets Overseas, here to kick us off with a customer interview. Her guest, Amy T., works for a large tech company and has been a longtime customer of Gift Baskets Overseas. Stick around to hear her take on the ups and downs of corporate gift campaigns and learn just how the corporate gift experts at GBO have made her life easier.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today to talk about your companies using corporate gifts. Can you please tell me a little bit more about yourself, about your job, and about the challenge that you try to solve with corporate gifts?
Sure. So obviously, as you said, my name's Amy. I have worked supporting executives in a lot of variety of different industries and different fields at different levels for quite a few years now. So it's fairly common that we get requests, whether it's for employee appreciation or recognizing a holiday. In this case, I think we recognize the end of year holidays as kind of where we send our biggest gifts to people and to partners, business to business interactions. So I've been doing that for a while. Currently working, obviously, for a large tech company. We have a lot of external partners, and I have typically always supported international teams all around the world. So for me, with all these moving parts, when we're sending so many gifts, finding a single location that can accommodate, a need. If I need to send a basket to Australia versus also send a gift, to Italy, obviously some internal here in the States. It's really nice to just have all of that come from one place. It's a lot easier to track. It's a lot easier to track budget, shipping. So for me, I'm looking for what's the most efficient, but what makes the most sense. And for me, using this service has always been historically just my number one go-to.
For how many years you are with Gift Baskets Overseas now as our client?
I think I started using you guys back, it was pre-pandemic. Back in 2017, 2018. I wish I could remember off the top of my head because I've used you guys quite a few times. But that was when I first discovered you. That was the first time I supported an international team that was global. For example, I had international people who are in one, maybe two different countries. That was the first time I had supported a team where I had different team members in about 8 or 9 different countries. So at that point, then it became a lot more complicated. So at least since 2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm. So at least 4 years, maybe 5.
Yeah. Going on 5.
It's really great.
I planned this year too.
It's really great having you with us for such a long time. But when you work on sending corporate gifts, is this just the holiday tradition inside the company to send something for a holiday to an employee, or you perceive this more as a maybe retention strategy, employee loyalty strategy? What kind of objective is this behind sending gifts?
No, great question. I think, based on what you guys offer, I would use it for just about anything, whether it be, employees, whether it be holiday, whether it be, an appreciation. For us, how I have predominantly used it has been holidays because we tend to get a much bigger budget. And I've used it for both external gifts to business partners, and I've used it for employee morale and employee holiday gifts. So internal as well. I've used it for both. So I recommend it for both. For me personally, I have found it most useful for holidays because I find, at least with the current company I'm with, that's when they're sending the bigger gifts. For employee morale and appreciation internally right now, usually it's like company meals or company events rather than actual gift items. But anytime I'm having to send gifts, definitely you guys.
Cool. Do you have any kind of KPIs maybe assigned to sending gifts? Like you have a particular budget for gifts, but do you track the return in some way?
Correct. Great question. So I usually am given a budget, a very strict budget, and each company is going to have a metric over what they are willing to spend or what they're allowed to spend, right? There's also, based on the country and whatnot, there are also laws we have to abide by as well. So generally, like for example, for employee gifts, I try to stick around to about $75 a person. And then for external partner gifts, we try to stick to around $100 a person. Now, a lot of that's, for expensing, for tax purposes, what we're writing off, etc. So when I'm looking at what I'm purchasing and whether or not it's the metrics we're trying to see if it was worth our time. So finance is also obviously being the number one metric. And as far as what I'm picking to order, I try to get a feel for what that person is looking for. Like, are they vegetarian? Are they, is there a certain holiday going on? Because you guys offer a lot of really great, unique holiday options for tons of different holidays. I try to look at, do they have any allergies? Do they have a preference in wine? I try to get all of that up front, and you guys offer so many great options. It makes that really easy. So those are like my front end metrics. My back end metrics, I haven't specifically tracked these to say, oh yes, we got this many emails from partners, this relationship with this partner was improved, or employee morale was improved, X amount through this. I haven't tracked them data-wise, but I do get tons of responses. I've always gotten positive responses from people saying, oh, the way it was decorated was great. Oh, thank you for picking, that I love that particular wine. Thank you so much for taking the time to, personally pick that particular brand that I like. So I've gotten a lot of positive feedback in that way. And I've also gotten a lot of positive feedback from leadership when they see the diversity of options, and they love that it's standardized enough where it's easy to track budget-wise and it's easy to track shipping, but they love that it's personalized enough that we don't have to send the exact same thing to every person. We can change it up, we can tweak it. And that way each partner or each employee knows that we've taken the time to pick a basket that fits them, their needs, their likes, their tastes. And I think just taking that extra little step, and the option you guys have to add that personalized note that we can send a different little message to each person receiving a gift. But on my end, I'm going to have you put all that in a spreadsheet. It's really neatly organized. It's all in one place. I think it's the best thing ever. And that's been how I've tracked KPIs. That's how I've been able to track the response we've gotten from them, which is why I continue to use you.
That's amazing. I think that it's a great tracking strategy, even if it's not, database.
Right. Response based.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you ever been on the receiving end of the corporate gift process?
I wish. I'm usually the one sending all the gifts. So I actually haven't. That would be nice, right? Because you guys offer a lot of great stuff. But you know what? But that's okay, because truthfully, I can honestly say I enjoy giving gifts and doing things for people even more than receiving. So I hadn't actually thought about that I haven't received one until you asked the question.
I'm sure you will be, and it's an amazing experience as well. I mean, this kind of business strategy, sending gifts, it still involves a lot of emotional component to this.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of story that you can share about this emotional side of things? Someone may be reacting in some particular way to receive a corporate gift, or maybe something that touched you, that you now something that comes to mind when I talk about emotions around corporate gifts?
It's a tough one because I'm sure there are so many good stories. I would say my favorite is the first time when I actually found you guys for the first time. I actually did a Google search on, there's got to be a way to send international gifts. And I love gift baskets. I own a business myself, a small business. I don't have employees. And I've taken our products and made little hand deliverable, like Mother's Day baskets and stuff. So I really love the basket idea because it offers a variety of, products. And usually you could it's almost like putting a piece of art together. You know what I mean? When you're bundling things and wrapping it nicely and delivering it. So I love the emotion behind that. I love the idea of it being thought out. So there's the emotional attachment to the type of gift, right? And then when I was looking for that, searching for that, something that I was specifically looking for a vendor that could do this internationally easily. And you guys were, I think, the top result. All I remember is I remember looking at the variety of what you had to offer. I can't remember if I spoke to somebody online or through a phone call first. I think I did. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the girl's name, but she was phenomenal. And she answered all of my questions. Everything just looked amazing. And it was actually a surprise gift for our team. This is the first time I was in the tech industry. And I remember my manager saying, hey, I want to surprise the team by sending them, a personalized gift basket for the holidays. And I want to say it was right when COVID was kind of hitting Europe. So right before we shut down. So it was that Christmas before, but people were kind of already not traveling and they weren't seeing each other. And I remember being able to customize gift baskets based on people's food and drink preference. And I got so many emails from the team all over the world, and they were just so thankful. They thanked me for the thoughtfulness of the baskets. I had people tell me, oh, this was my favorite line. Thank you so much. Or you didn't have to do that. And I just feel like the team felt unified in a time when we were all feeling so distant because, travel restrictions were starting to wind up and, we're a very social group. And so that was just a really sweet way for us to connect personally. And I just really liked the team unity that came after that. Again, it wasn't something I tracked metrically, but you could just tell the team all felt close, even though we were all at very great distance.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing. That's a wonderful. I think that was such a difficult time, even pre-COVID, for everyone. And probably gifts is something that can light today a little bit up. So yeah, thank you for
sharing. Who doesn't like receiving something in the mail, right? As long as it's not billed, gifts are great.
Yeah, and surprise gift, especially when it's not something that you expect to come at a particular date. Yeah, it's awesome. Amy, last year and early this year, our tech team introduced a lot of new features. Basically, they all come to existence because of the COVID, because so many teams were moving to online everything, online meetings, online conferences, town halls, and many companies started exploring online gift sending as an option for them because of the sending gifts to employees or to partners to their homes. Right. And we had to respond to that with a lot of new features. Did you have a chance to try them, such as requesting unknown addresses from recipients, maybe sending the gift invitation instead of the gift itself, last minute sending, such as our gift link that allows the person to know that the gift is on its way even before it arrives. It usually is the last minute option for someone a little bit late with sending gifts. Did you have a chance to try them? And if so, how did you like them?
Well, I I'm not a last minute person. So that's great that you guys have implemented that, because I work for a manager who is a last minute person. So I kind of wish I had the chance to see those features. And I liked the idea of notifying people when the gift is coming. I can't remember off the top of my head, back in December if I did that, but I want to say I did, especially for, we had a couple team members who were in the process of moving. So I was having the basket shipped to their new address, like they were literally in physical transit of moving states or moving countries. I have 2 team members off the top of my head I'm thinking of. And I want to say I did use that feature. I know it worked well because I know it came to the right address, and I know that they got it, and I know that they knew the exact day it was getting delivered on. So it must have done its job really well. And you're right. A lot of companies are transitioning to that online. And even with some people coming back in person, I think the online is here to stay. I think e-commerce and Zoom meetings and, what companies need to understand is that reduces overhead for them. It reduces overhead for the individual employee, commuting in and out. And services like this, you guys have transitioned online very well before the pandemic. And I think you guys are in a great spot to flourish. And I think that, having services like you guys, you're already on top of everything. You're already ahead of the ball. You already make things so simple and easy to navigate that you're in just such a great position for companies to utilize you to keep that team unity, to keep that personalized touch while still being able to take advantage of the benefits of being remote, of being a more online type community. I mean, look at dating. I would even say 60% of dating now initiating online, right? So I think it's a great service to have. I think everyone should look at it. I really do. And I think it's the way of the future. I really do.
Thank you. That's a great feedback. And we'll continue being here for you, serving all your corporate gifting needs and personal as well, if you have some.
I truly mean that. I would, that's why I will continue to use you guys. And I think at my current company, we changed our process for vendors for having to have I don't know, it's this SAPP, some type of approval for making sure, addresses and personal information is protected, right? Because especially that's a change they made during COVID. And I fought for you guys to get that approval because I was like, I'm not going to lose you guys as a vendor, because from an admin's perspective, what you guys provide and how you provide that service just makes my life so much easier.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for providing all these stories about how you track, I still call it track, the success of sending gifts. And we look forward to seeing you again in low holiday season or high holiday season, whenever you need something to be sent to your teams or to your external partners.
Oh, you can count on it.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.